everybody, it's Emmy with Outdoor Dog Supply. I'm here today to give y'all a setup video of the Alpha XL. Right here I have a brand new in the box Alpha XL that's never been touched before. It is going to be my personal Alpha XL, so I'm on here today to set it up with you guys and show you some of the great features and how we personally recommend setting up the Alpha XL so you have the best experience with it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Alrighty, you'll see it comes in plastic wrap, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. And right here is going to be the screen of the Alpha XL, as you'll see on the back. Has Alpha, and then this is where the charging dock is going to go. Below, you're going to get your accessories. So this right here is going to be the VHF dock that goes and is magnetic, goes on the back of the Alpha XL. And we're going to go ahead and get all this put together in just a minute. You're going to get your charger that goes into your VHF dock. This will have to be plugged in at all times with power to be able to track on the Alpha XL. It is a downside to it, but there is a lot of great workarounds for that. Just a little Type-C charger to plug it into your computer. And then this is going to be the Garmin included mount. And then this is the VHF antenna that comes from Garmin. It is an option to use with the Alpha XL, but we really recommend getting an upgraded truck antenna. We have a bunch of different options here at Outdoor Dog Supply, just because you will see better range and be able to pick up better if you do get a little bit higher quality antenna. Which I will go into a little bit deeper into the video, but this is a standard antenna that will come from Garmin. Alright, and then also this is just a little adapter piece. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down, and we're going to work on getting this set up before we get it powered up and everything. Alright, so first we're going to start off with the VHF dock. You'll see right here, it's just a little back. There's no way to attach your mount right now. Standard with the Alpha XL is going to come with a 1-inch ball from Garmin. But the great thing about this Alpha XL is it has a versatile mounting system. So a lot of the mounts you already own, you will be able to use with the Alpha XL. So I have a 3/4 inch ball that works. Got the 1-inch ball that comes from Garmin. Or you can do even the 1.5 inch ball, which is what was used on the tread mounting systems. For the purpose of setting this up at the beginning, I'm going to show you with the little 1-inch ball that comes straight from Garmin, and we're going to switch it out later in the video. Alrighty, so how you're going to go ahead and get this ball on the mounting system is you'll see it comes with these screws, little washers. So you're just going to go ahead and stick these on. And there's 4 little holes right here. You're just going to go ahead and stick the screws in. To not bore you with time, I'm going to go ahead and get all these screws tightened down and everything like that with the little piece that comes with it. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, so I got those screws put in, and now you'll see it has the ball on the back of the VHF dock. So now I'm going to kind of show you how to mount this Alpha XL. Standard from Garmin, you will receive this the sticky base that goes on a windshield, and then as well this little piece. At Outdoor Dog Supply, we figured that's not enough. It's not going to get it over your windshield. It's going to take up a bunch of room in your display, just make everything harder. So we personally include with every purchase this free 8-inch extender arm if you got it from us. And even if you didn't get your XL from us, we have a bunch of different mounting options on our website that you can purchase at the time of this video. So I'm going to go ahead and link this in and show you with the ODS mount what it will exactly look like on this Alpha XL. So give me just 1 second. First, I'm going to link in this little Garmin mount. And then on the other side, I'm going to put in this 1-inch ball that links in to the 8-inch arm adapter. Alrighty, it took me a second, but I got this all put together. As you'll see right here, we have the little Garmin 1-inch piece that ties into the 8-inch extender included with Outdoor Dog Supply. Then we have the suction cup right here. And then all you have to do to mount the Alpha XL is take it right here and click it in. You'll see the way I have it right now, it's going to go vertical, but just with a twist, you can now have it horizontally. And a great thing about the Alpha XL is you can do it either way, depending on how you like your display to be. And we'll get a little deeper in that further in the video. Alrighty, obviously we are not in a truck, but I am going to show you with the mount how you would set everything up in your truck. So right here, I have your cigarette port vehicle charger. It is not one we've seen before. It is one Garmin created specifically for this mount. I'm going to go ahead and get it untwisted. And all you will do is plug it in right here on the unit. All right, now that's plugged in. The great thing about the Alpha XL too is it uses all the previous truck antennas that Outdoor Dog Supply carries. This is going to be our 27-inch antenna with the 4.7 Quick Connect base. So you'll see, we personally always use Quick Connect antennas. That's just what we prefer. So I'm going to go ahead on the Alpha XL. Here is where you will put your antenna in. You can either use a standard connection antenna and just screw it in, or if you like Quick Connects like I personally do, I'm going to go ahead and screw my Quick Connect in. And then right here you'll see I'm able to just pop in that Quick Connect antenna. So obviously this cord's still a little bunched up. I just grabbed this one for the video. But you are able to use any antennas you currently have, which is a big question we have got about these units. So I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side and plug it in just a second. And I'm going to go ahead and get this plugged in and powered up so we can go a little bit more into setting up some of the features and everything like that. Alrighty everybody, now that we've shown you the pretty awesome mounting setup of the Alpha XL, I'm just going to jump in and show you a couple cool things Outdoor Dog Supply exclusively has. We have squishy protectors for the Alpha XL. When this video comes out, they're going to be on a pre-order, but we are hoping to have them soon, and we will ship them out as soon as we get them in for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put my pink one on, of course. And we also have screen protectors for the Alpha XL. It's a great thing to help you from, you know, if for any reason they fall, even though this magnet is very strong, they do fall. It's just that little bit of extra protection for these units. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pop this on the mount. And we're going to go ahead and get started on setting this thing up. Alrighty everybody, so when you get on the first screen of the Alpha XL, like I said, this is brand new out of the box. You're going to see right here just some user agreements. I'm going to go ahead and click accept all. And next thing it's going to say is default dog type. Personally, we're deer hunting with our dogs. I don't need any alerts. So I'm going to click no alerts. If you want pointing alerts or treeing alerts, obviously you're going to go ahead and select that there. It's going to ask me if I'm going to add a dog now. I'm personally going to wait a minute. We're going to do that a little bit further in the video. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And then it's going to go in and say that Garmin will use certain parts of your devices, and you can either say yes or no. I'm going to click yes to this. You can read that a little bit more in depth on your own screen. Now it's going to ask me if I want to connect to the Alpha app. Again, this is going to be a little bit later in the video, but for the order of everything, I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. Same thing with networks. I'm just going to go ahead and skip so we can do that a little bit later. Okay, then you get your warning screen you've seen on a lot of other Garmin devices. Go ahead and agree to that. Then we're going to just give it a second. Now it's going to go through and ask you for your vehicle type. Anybody who has a tread has seen this before. It goes in, lets you pick your vehicle, whatever, your off-road capabilities. Personally, I'm going to just kind of go through and click everything that I use, and then I'm actually going to go in after the fact and change my vehicle to an Aero, because that's how I prefer mine. So I'm going to do off-road capable. All of this is fine. You can just click next. When you do your routing, you are going to want your routing to be the fastest time. Anybody who had a Tread XL, you might have remembered Billy talking about adventure mode. Adventure mode was horrible. It would take you down people's driveways and through private property trying to get you to your dog. It was not great. Always click fastest time. It's just my personal opinion. All right, you can go ahead and click select on this. Like I said, I'm going to change mine in a minute. I cannot do it on the screen. I just have to do it in a different part of settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now you're going to get what everybody's been waiting for, the Alpha XL screen. So you'll see a couple basic things. You'll see view map right here on the screen. Proview. Right here is your quick access to your dog list. Search is where your navigation's gonna be. You got your training setup, new hunt, a lot of stuff you've seen before in the previous systems. Off to the side here, you have your menu bar where you're gonna have your apps, which we'll go into later. You'll have your volume and your settings. So a lot of stuff you've seen before with these Alpha units. Alrighty, everybody, now we're gonna go into setting up the features you wanna set up before you add your dogs in. So personally first, I'm gonna start with the training setup, which is right here on your home screen. Obviously, we do not have any dogs in there right now, so that's not the part we're looking at, but what you're gonna wanna look at is this little wrench up here in this left-hand corner. You're gonna wanna click that, and that's where you're gonna get all your training setup options. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is go into your training defaults and make sure add when paired is on. That is super important. We get calls all the time where people are like, I just added 30 dogs into my handheld, I just got it, and not a single one came in the training bar. It's because that add when paired was not on. Next, we're gonna work on doing our training buttons. Just like the Alpha 300, 200, all the previous Alpha systems, you're gonna have 3 training buttons. Personally, we like to set ours up where we have the lights, have a continuous correction, and then the tone. Those are the 3 commands we use. So I'm gonna go ahead right here, click on training button 1. That will be your left button, or what would be considered the left button on your 300. I'm gonna put that on as a light. At night, it's easy and quick just to go through and click the buttons to turn all the dogs' lights on when it hits about 5 o'clock when it's getting dark. It's just an extra safety precaution we like to take. Our middle button is going to be continuous. We prefer that over momentary just because you can click it quick and it's basically going to be the same concept as momentary. And then our third button will be our tone button. Obviously, we use that as a warning before any type of correction. So that's how we personally like to have our setup. Now your button layout, you can do 1 per dog or 3 per dog. We always have done the 3 per dog. Also going into stimulation, you have linear or traditional. Linear is going to be where you have 1 through 18 as your correction levels. Traditional, which is our favorite, is where you're going to have 1 through 6, low, medium, and high. Personally, I've always used that. I find it's easier to switch through levels. For correcting your dogs, you can get to where you need to be quicker, switch between different levels if they're not responding. It's just what I've always personally kept mine on. So I'm gonna leave mine there. And that's about it for the training setup as far as what I'm going to customize. Alrighty, now we're gonna go into setting up our alerts. This is not per se something that has to be done before you add your dogs in, but I just like to go ahead and take care of it so that the first time you start hunting, it's not something you're like, where's this alert? Why is this alert coming up? You know, we get calls again all the time about that happening. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and go into your dog tracking. Oh, and then right here, you'll see your dog alerts. So personally, you'll see you have your on-point alert, your treat alerts, GPS lost alerts, communications, speed setup, and bark setup. Alrighty, so on-point alerts. On-point alerts are going to be, if you have a dog pointed, it's going to automatically send you a notification to your Alpha. You can choose to let it tone your handheld, which will send you kind of like a vibration or a noise over with your notification, or you can do message only, which will just send you a message across your screen. Personally, I don't use on-point alerts. It's really more focused for bird hunters mostly. You can also use it when you're hog hunting and different things like that. But I'm deer hunting with my dogs, and I really don't have to worry about an on-point alert, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for my case. The next thing is going to be treat alert. This is going to send you an alert if your dog is obviously bait up at a tree. So this is going to be very beneficial for bear hunters, coon hunters, cat hunters, and more. Same thing, I'm deer hunting with my dogs, so I really don't want any tree alerts on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And we do get a question a lot, if you turn those off, will the status of the dog on the screen still pop up if they're treed or on point on their little dog notification? And the answer is yes. So on your map screen, you're still going to be able to see if your dog is on point or treed up. This is just sending an alert across your screen. GPS lost alert. Same thing, you can see that on your map screen. If you want a special alert, of course, you can go ahead and get a message only or tone sent to your handheld, but I'm also going to turn that off. Lost communication alert, same thing. If you want it on, it's a personal preference, but the less stuff that can come across on that screen to keep you from tracking your dogs or looking at your screen, the better. So I personally turn all of it off unless I really need something. So go ahead and turn it off. Lost communication alerts. Yep, we already hit that. Speed setup. I don't personally use that. It's the same thing if you do though. All you'll do is enable it and then choose your message type. Do you want tone, message only, or off? I'm obviously going to turn mine off and just disable it because I don't use it. And then bark setup is the only one I will use. If I'm on the outside running my deer dogs, I do like to have it just as an extra, like, hey, that message coming up on the screen, that dog's barking, you really need to start focusing on that pack of dogs and really focus on that dog to see where it's going, because obviously they're either running something already or they're on the scent of something, trying to jump something up. So I do turn my bark detection on. I leave mine on message only. I want no sounds coming from this device at all. I want it to make no noise. I never like any type of noise. You can choose a tone. Obviously, you won't even need to worry about that if you're doing message only. If you do like your tone to come across, if you like the noise, you have a bunch to pick from, but you really don't need to worry about that. And then your bark alert threshold is how many barks a minute they have to do for the bark detection message to go off. Personally, I just leave mine on 20. If you want it higher for any certain reason, go ahead and turn yours up. But that's basically it as far as alerts. And that is pretty much it as far as the dog training aspect of it and the dog alerts. We always just like to go ahead and hit those before you go into adding your dogs. Alrighty everybody, now that we've gotten the training set up and the dog alerts done, we're gonna go ahead and jump into how to add your dogs to this device. Now we're going to show you how to do it. Now, if you've never had a device before, this is your first device, you got to get them added in fresh. Or if you already have, say, an Alpha 200 or 300 and you want to share them from that device, we will also show you that process. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. On the Alpha XL, all you have to do to get you to your dog list is click right here on that dog symbol. Now you'll see it says no dogs available, touch add to add a device. I'm going to go ahead and grab this collar right here. This is a TT25. It's already been on for a few minutes. This is my personal collar. I'm going to hold down the power button till I hear that double beep let off. On the Alpha XL, I'm going to go right here and click pair collar. Now I'm just going to let it sit, and the two should link right together after a few seconds. Alrighty, now you'll see right here the collars shut off, and you'll see right here Doe's name pops up on the screen. The TT25s hold memory, so they'll hold their names. So this is her collar. I already have programmed into my 300. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit dirty, so it's very well used. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. If not, go ahead and just type your dog's name in, or if you want to change it, you can click that back arrow, type in whatever name you want. And then you're going to choose her beacon color. Her color is an American flag color, so I'm just going to do red. Something to match. I think there's 7 different colors you can choose from. So now you'll see her stuff is starting to pick up. You can see her GPS right there, communication. You can see she's 11 feet away. We get a question a lot. Her collar is technically only 1 feet, probably about a foot away from me. Why is it saying 11 feet? These collars have to go all the way up to space and come all the way back down, that signal, to communicate with this. So sometimes they will be a couple feet off if they're really close. But it's just because they're meant to be tracked at a distance. All right, click there. You'll see her battery life pops up, her ID. You can see her tracking control codes, colors. You get her beacon lights. If you want to turn those on from here, blink mode, sleep mode, rescue mode, you have all that right here. And right here you can grab their legacy codes for anybody that still has an Alpha 100, or you can share wirelessly to any other Alpha XL, Alpha 200, 300, even the 100 you can still do that with. So now that we're there, I've shown you how to add just a single dog to Alpha XL. You also have the option to grab one of those track or control codes, type it in right here from any other Alpha device, or you can receive from the device and share wirelessly. Now, I'm not going to go too depth into it on a singular device. I'm going to show you how to do it for an entire group of dogs here in just a second, but it'll be the same process, except you'll just go to the individual collar. Alrighty, everybody, so I have my personal Alpha 300 right here, and I'm going to go ahead and actually transfer my own dogs into this so I have it set up for when I actually need it this weekend. So gonna go ahead and see right here, this is going to be your grouping icon. This is your dog, this is your handheld contacts, and then this is your groups. So right now you'll see everything's ungrouped. What I'm going to do is on my Alpha 300, I'm going to go ahead and go to the group that I need. I'm going to do my own group first, Emmy's group. And then you're going to click the share icon, and I'm going to do tracking control since it's my own dogs. And then on the Alpha XL, I'm going to go ahead and click right here, click the plus. On the Alpha XL, I'm going to go ahead and click these three dots right here. I'm going to click receive from device, and then it's going to be searching for my Alpha device, and you'll see it has connected. This one's sending data, and this one is adding the receive group. And now if you look, all 20 of my dogs are right here, and now they're all active. It was just like that, easy as a click of a button to get all 20 of my dogs. I'm going to do one more group right here. See, I have Wyatt's group. I'm going to go ahead and click there. I'm going to share this group as well, because I'll need this one for this weekend as well. Receive from device. And just going to take it a second to search. Sending an entire group does take up to about 30 seconds. Sometimes it's only about a second, just because it's sending a lot of information. And just like that, you'll see the group transferred that quick. And now it took me less than a minute to add 25 dogs into my Alpha XL from my Alpha 300. That's all the dogs I'm going to need right now. Most of these are club dogs. I can do that at a later date for the purpose of not making this video terribly long. So as far as my Alpha 300, that's all we need. Now you've seen how to add a dog by just pairing the collar or sending it over through a group from your Alpha 300. The sharing group feature will work from the Alpha 300, 300i, 200 Plus, and Alpha XL. So all those devices are compatible with the group sharing features. Any Alpha 200s, you will have to share the devices still one by one. All right, so now that we have the groups made, I'm going to show you how easy it is on the Alpha XL to activate and deactivate these dogs from both the singular dog list and the grouping list. So for say instance, I have my 20 dogs active right now. Say I want to track Wyatt's 5 dogs and then use whatever collars don't interfere with his. All I have to do is click his group right here and click this, and you'll see now I'm tracking all of his dogs. But say I'm hunting and never mind, I do need to turn back on, say, girl's collar. Go right here, click yes, and you'll see girl pops right back up. I'm going to keep my whole group on just because I do have some collars on for the video. You can also go here, click on your dog symbol, and you'll see my entire dog list pops up. This doe collar will be a duplicate just because I did add it in and it was also in my group. So I am going to go ahead and remove this collar just so I don't have a duplicate. So now you'll see I have all my collars laid out. And I am, as you see, I do have girl active. I'm going to go ahead and give it a second and let all the collars in the system pop up. As you see, they slowly are. Some are right here with me and some are a little further away. And then we're going to go in after we let all these pick up, and I'm going to show you the Proview as well as some of the mapping features. Alrighty, so as you can see from the dog list, here you're going to see all the collars I have active. I currently have 5 of them active that I have just turned on for the video. As you'll see from the main dog list screen, you can see battery life, their ID, GPS communication, and distance, just like with the previous Alpha handhelds. Now, if you click on one of the collars, you get a little bit more information. I showed this a little earlier in the video. You're able to set your colors. You can go here and pick a group. You can even move groups right there. You can activate and deactivate the collars. You can turn on their lights, or you can pick their color, and then you can also pick their blink mode right here, which is how fast they blink. So if you wanted to be a steady light at all times, a slow blink, a fast blink, you have all those options as well as turning them off. You still have your sleep mode and rescue mode, which you've seen in previous devices. And then if you go here, you can get your update rates, collar settings where you can change your dog type, you can change your ID. You can go into your collar Wi-Fi setup for the TT25 collars if you want them to automatically update through Wi-Fi, and just all of those different features. You can also go here if you do want to share the individual collars and hit it right here with the share wirelessly, or grab your legacy codes for your Alpha 100s. Alrighty, so now we're going to hop into one more thing we really like about the Alpha XL, which is the Proview. As you'll see, we really like to use a Proview in the morning because it's kind of like the Proview they had on the Alpha 300, where it shows just a bunch of your dogs. It shows if you're picking them up, if they're active, and how far they are. So I can easily go on this and see which dogs I'm tracking and which dogs I'm not, and turn off any dogs I'm not using that day. So if you scroll down, you'll see here all of these are tracking. These two are near, this one's about half a mile. Same thing, these two are about half a mile away. So I can simply go in and just turn off all the collars that I'm not using. Just a click of a button, just like that. It's really a great feature. It just makes it easy. People who just have a few collars probably won't use this too much, but personally, as you can see, we have 20 collars, so it's important for us to be able to go in and quickly turn them on and off based off the dogs we're using that day. So it really is a nice feature. Some guys will probably use this more than others. We don't personally use it when the dogs are on the ground too much. It's more just at the beginning of and the end of the day to see make sure we have all the dogs up. If they all say near, you know they're all in the box, you know they're all safe. So that's really, that's probably our favorite use of this feature right here. Alrighty, quick disclaimer before we get into the next section. The Alpha XL does already come preloaded with topographic maps, highway mapping, and landowner information and names, all of that. In the next few clips, when I say it does not come with mapping, I am referring to Birdseye mapping, or also called satellite imagery. So within the next few clips, when you hear me saying it does not include mapping, it does include the basic mapping of landowner information, topographic maps, and highway maps. I'm more talking about the advanced mapping that the Alpha XL has. The next thing we're going to hop into is the mapping of the unit. All right. As you'll see right now, we have absolutely no mapping. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to walk into how you can either use the Hunt View chip or the Outdoor Maps Plus to be able to get mapping. Alrighty, so you're going to have two options for mapping. You're going to have either the option to get a Garmin State Hunt View chip, like a lot of people already have. For the Alpha XL, you're just going to insert that state chip right here and it will give you mapping for the entire state. Personally, we hunt on the line of two states. We hunt on the line of Virginia and North Carolina. So a couple weeks will be here, a couple weeks will be somewhere else. And for me, a lot of times I might use one Hunt View chip and then I download the rest of the mapping for wherever I need. For today's video, I am going to show you how to get your Alpha XL connected to the Alpha app so that you can download the free 1 year of mapping yourself. All you will do is you're going to click on your phone and open the Alpha app. From there, you're going to click Devices, and you're going to want to add a device. And we're going to hold that there for a second. Now, on the Alpha XL, you're going to want to click here, go back out, and go to your Map Manager, and you'll see Outdoor Maps Plus. Then you're going to click Download Satellite Imagery, and it's going to want you to connect to a Wi-Fi network. So we're going to go ahead and click yes. And I'm going to go ahead and search for a network. And we're going to go ahead and add our office Wi-Fi, and I will cut it until we get our Wi-Fi added. And then I will be right back. Alrighty, now that you've got it connected to Wi-Fi, you're going to go ahead and go into your settings, and you're going to go to phone. Once you're there, you're gonna click add a phone. Obviously, I'm going to be connecting it with my own personal phone. I'm going to go here and scan the QR code to the Alpha app. Once I do, it's going to bring me to this screen, and I'm going to connect the Alpha XL. Now it's going to take it a second to scan for the device, but within about a minute or so, it should be going, and then you'll see it pops up with a screen asking to pair on your phone. You're going to click yes, and then there will be a code on your Alpha XL you will need to type in. All right, I'm going to name this Emmy's Alpha XL. Just because we have a couple of them between me and my dad, so it's nice to know whose is whose. Alrighty, and just like that, I now have it paired to the Alpha app. So it only takes about a minute to get it hooked up once you get the app downloaded. And then you'll go here, go back to that map manager, and you're gonna click Outdoor Maps Plus. Once you have it the Alpha XL connected to your phone, you won't need it anymore. You connect it one time, you're good to go. So now we're going to look over at this Alpha XL, and on the screen, you'll see the mapping. To download, the one confusing thing is first you're going to have to click up in this corner and choose what type of maps you want to download. Personally, all we want to do is satellite. And then Topo will already be pre-downloaded, so you don't need to worry about that. So we're gonna go ahead and click that, click out. It has the one satellite, or the Birdseye connected. And then you're gonna scroll to the area you want. For instance, right now we're just gonna do right here, in the area we're in, just for the instance of this video. And that's gonna go ahead and start downloading. As you can see, it's slowly going. And I'm gonna do one more chunk. We're gonna go down here by 17 at Morgan's Corner. I need this little corner done in South Mills. You can go up here. You can choose if you put a memory card in this other than your Hunt View, or you want to put it on your Hunt View chip to save storage. You can put it on a memory card. I just don't have one in this one yet, so I'm just going to put it on my internal storage. Oh, my bad. Clicked the wrong thing. Alrighty. And once you click your your satellite again, you can go out. I'm going to go ahead and download this chunk as well because I'm going to need it sometime this week. And then I will show you once it finished downloading how you can edit the names and things like that of the mapping itself. Alrighty, so once, as you can see, I went ahead and got that chunk downloaded of Birdseye right around where we're at. If you're like me, I kind of like to name my stuff so I know if, say, like a year from now I need some storage, I need to clear some stuff out, I know what I'm deleting so I don't accidentally delete a chunk I need of the Birdseye. So I'm going to go right here and name this, say, Chesapeake, because that's the city we're in. Obviously, we did not do all of Chesapeake. I'm just doing a name for the purpose of the video. And this one's also done, and I'm going to call this the Fox Pen, because it's our Fox Pen we go to. Oh, I put Fin, not Pin. Let me change that. Okay. Now let's go and go out and back to the map screen. As you see, I'm going to go ahead and click here and turn on my satellite maps, and you'll see all of our mapping pops up. The mapping, I feel like, on the Alpha XL is really nice, really high quality mapping. We've been very happy with it. I feel like it's better than the 300s. Very similar probably to the tread mapping you're going to get. One really great thing is you're going to get landowner names. If I can get those to pop up. As you'll see, pops up. Once I clicked on it, you'll see all the different landowner names pop up. And then as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and go in depth with you on how I'm going to set this up exactly how I like it as far as the dogs showing on the map screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go out here. Oh. And I'm going to go to the settings. Go to dog tracking. and we're gonna hit a few different things. Tracking auto zoom. I don't use it. If you do, turn it on. I personally just don't. Dog tracks on map. I do not like show all. Like I said, I sometimes have 20 dogs on the ground at a time, and if I have all my tracks on, my screen will look like spaghetti. I personally set mine between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm gonna go with 10. Normally, if we're on the outside, that just shows you what direction the dogs are headed, and it just gives you an idea of where they've been. But for what we're doing, we don't need to see all the tracks. And obviously, you can always change that at any time to show more. Contact tracks on map is going to be like your buddy's tracks, if you have their handheld added in, if you have your Alpha 300 added into your Alpha XL so you can track that, that is going to be your contact track. I'm just going to leave mine on show all because I'll probably just have my Alpha 300 in that, and I'd have no problem with the track showing at all times on that because it's just one device. Clear tracks on map is just if you want to clear it. Dog display, super big thing. The indicator, we want ours to be status. That shows if they're sitting down, if they're treed, anything like that. If they're running, it will change the symbol to show the status of the dog. That's how I like mine personally. I can look at a glance, see if that dog's running, see if it's sitting down, treed, anything like that, which is to me super important at a glance. Indicator icon size. It's just the size of the dog on your screen. I personally like mine at a small for the name and the dog size. If your eyes aren't that great, it is always better to do a larger size. You just need to do whatever works best for you. It's something you can obviously mess around with time and see which is the best for you. I like my dog name and dog distances to show. Very important. Now, some people don't care about the names, don't care about the distance. You don't have to turn it on. It's just my personal opinion. Dog label size, I'm going to do small again. Lost dog, show lost dog timer, I like having that on. Show barks, not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and go back out. That's just kind of how I have mine set up. And then that's where we go back in to dog alerts, which we've already gone through earlier in the video. Alrighty, so now that we have the map screen set up exactly how we're going to want it, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all some of the great features of the mapping as well as the training on the mapping screen. The training is going to be very similar to the Alpha 200 and 300. You're going to have the 3 training options on the side of the unit, and then you're going to have a scroll button right here to scroll through your dogs. As you see, I got quite a few in here. I'm going to sit on this collar right here and focus on it because I have it right in front of me. As you'll see, if I go ahead and click that T button, it's going to tone the collar. And then we have our lights. Click that. Lights cut on. And then we also have our correction. I personally like continuous. And you listen? And I can hear correcting. You may not through the camera, but I promise it is. Personally not going to test that one any further. Alrighty. Another great thing about the mapping features on this is you're able to go in and you're able to see landowner names. As you can see right there, it's Carrie C. Parrish, Sanderlin J. You got a bunch of different stuff. It shows you see this is city property. You're able to see a bunch of that. Another great thing with the Alpha XL is how easy it is to make waypoints as well as see them. So I'm going to run over here to the other chunk of land I downloaded right here. Alrighty. And this is going to be our box pin that we have. And as you see, I downloaded Birdseye just for this area earlier in the video. And I'm just going to mark this right here with a waypoint. I'm going to go here. You see I clicked on the screen. I'm going to click on this little flag right here on the screen. I want to rename it. I'm going to rename it Fox Run because that is the name of our pin. Go ahead and click there. Map symbol. It's going to automatically come with a green flag, but say I want to change it. Let's see if there's a symbol I want. Not, I'm going to set it as something random. See what we got. I'm just going to set it as the house because there's a little shack there. So I've changed my symbol. If you want to put in a collection, you can, but that's pretty much it. And now you'll see my waypoint is made. Now, once I click here on the screen, turn my collections on, you'll see now the name and symbol of the waypoint both show up, which is great. Makes it very, very easy to get waypoints up and see them. And see, you can be way zoomed out and still see that waypoint. So and actually all my waypoints, because I connected it to the Alpha app, have already transferred over. So even though I do not have mapping, you can see I have a bunch of my waypoints right here in this area. And this is an area I'm going to need to put mapping in. But you can see the Birdseye is just greatly laid out, or the waypoints, I mean, are greatly laid out. So it does make it very nice. You can even look and you can see my little home waypoint, which is where I have a couple colors turned on at, and you can see just how easy it is to see those waypoints on your screen. It's really super beneficial. Alrighty, so another thing you're going to want to do is check and make sure your map layers and map details are just how you like them. This is where you're going to make sure your waypoints are properly turned on, as well as make sure you have exactly the right mapping show up on your screen. So I can kind of go into a bit more detail for you on this. You'll see when you click on these 3 bars right here, or 3 boxes, it'll show up your map type and map details. Your map type is going to be your satellite, street maps, and base map. Anybody with a HuntView chip or that has gone on and downloaded Outdoor Maps Plus, you're going to want to make sure your satellite is on. And if there's any time ever that your satellite is not showing on the Alpha XL, you're going to want to just go on, click that button, and make sure this is turned on. I don't mess with the street maps or base maps because I have satellite. Next, you're going to scroll down and you'll see some more options. Most of these I don't keep on. I do like parcels just because we're hunting in chunks of land, and I sometimes want to click and see if something's owned by a certain timber company or somebody I know, just to know if I'm able to go on that land or not. It's just a really good indication, and I also know where the property lines end, so I don't accidentally go onto somebody else's property. I do also like to keep my topographic on. One more big thing, and this has moved locations from the previous Alpha handhelds and the Tread. Unsafe tracks is going to be anywhere you've driven. So if you like your own tracks to show up on your handheld, I know I personally do, shows you everywhere you go. So if you've driven an area, you basically have an outline of all the paths and everything like that. I don't know why they've named it Unsafe Tracks. It really is not the best name to me. But anyways, that is what that is going to be. So you're going to want to make sure that is on if you like to be able to see where you've driven. Previously, before, this was called, let's see, I believe it was device tracks or something along the lines of that. Alrighty, as you can see on my screen, even though this is a brand new fresh unit, because I connected it to my Alpha app, it took less than 10 minutes for me not only to get all of my tracks of everywhere I've driven, but also to get all my waypoints to transfer over. That is how great that Alpha app is. All it did was it popped up one alert on my device, actually while I was off screen, asking if I wanted to import them. And it was boom, like that. All that information transferred over from my personal Alpha 300 that was also connected because I have them in the same vicinity. Alrighty, y'all. So a big thing too with this device, which a lot of people asked, does it still have navigation like the Alpha XL, or not the Alpha XL, the Tread XL and the Drive Track? And the answer is yes. There's a bunch of great navigation options within this. So one great thing is you can navigate to your dogs. Obviously, all of mine are pretty close, so I can just go right here, click on a dog, Maple, and I can just click that go button and go right to her. As you'll see, it'll give me directions. She's only a couple minutes away from me. So obviously, oh, yep, you'll hear it talking to you. Obviously, I'm not going to go to her right now, but it's that easy when you click on a dog to navigate to it. And I'm going to go ahead and end that. Another great thing is you can navigate to waypoints, and you can do this 2 different ways. Say I did want to navigate to the fox pen. I'm going to scroll to that waypoint, go ahead and click it, and go to that. Let's see.
Please drive to highlighted.
And you'll see it's going to give me the highlighted route to get to the fox pen. And it's going to give you a purple highlighted line to show you exactly how to get there. All right, and once it's done that, I'm going to go ahead and end that as well. And then there's a couple more ways you can navigate. Say you didn't want to have to scroll to that waypoint, you just wanted to simply click on it. You're just going to go here to your saved information, click on your collections, go to your waypoints, and then find the waypoint you want. Say I wanted to go to the second GP path. Gonna go ahead and go. And it'll give me the same navigation that pops right up. It's just taking it a second. Yep, perfect. You'll see it gives me all the directions I need. So that's great for any person that has any marked waypoints that they need help getting there. Oh, yep.
Switching to a new route.
You see, even then it will correct itself if there's an accident or anything like that, major traffic. So that's great. Now for anybody just trying to navigate to an address, all you'll do is click this search button right here in the corner. Again, you can go home if you have your home address set. You can go to any address. You can go to waypoints, recent locations, and then there's a bunch more. I most of the time don't mess with those. Those are a little bit more advanced. Most of the time I'm just doing an address. I'm going to block out the address I'm putting in, but I'm just going to go ahead and navigate to an address right here, show you. You're just going to type in the house number first, then the road name, and then it'll pop up all the options, and I'm just going to navigate to this one.
Please drive to highlighted route.
And you'll see now it's highlighting you to the route that you need to go, and it'll give you all your upfront steps. So navigation within this is super, super easy. It's a really great feature. We've been testing it. It works really well. Any type going to an address, waypoint, dogs, we've tested it all. It works really great. Now we are going to jump over and just hit a couple last things, more just showing you locations of things so you know where to access them. Up here on your menu bar is going to be your app screen. Click here. You'll notice there's still the dog list here. That's just a secondary way to get to it. You're going to have your channel view like the 300, which is where you can find your interference-free channels or your channels that do have major interference, so you can figure out which collars you need to change the IDs of. It's something we never really recommend if the dog is on the ground. You always want to make sure you always have that collar right in your hand when you change the ID, so you do not change your accidentally change another dog's ID if you are having interference. It's a big thing we've seen before. So just going through, you have your dog list. You can still connect your backup cameras, which is a big question people had that they're worried about. You can connect an inReach device. This device itself does not have the inReach feature, but if you have an inReach device, you can connect it to this, which does make it nice. A lot of the apps here you'll see are already on your home screen. You have your phone app, which we went into earlier. And you just have a bunch of options. A lot of this that you've already seen, we've already used earlier in the video. For the most part, that is on the home screen. Alrighty, everybody. Well, we had some technical difficulties, but we are back on different day to go ahead and finish this video up. So the last thing we need to do is just run through the settings. This is not so much setup, just showing you where different features are within the settings, so you know exactly where everything is when you get your Alpha XL. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into it. Obviously the top bar is going to be your updates. That's going to be, if you want to update through Wi-Fi, you will just click right there. It'll automatically check for updates. It does take a couple minutes to pick up, and I don't have the time for that right now, but all you would do is prompt it to install it once that screen shows up. Dog tracking, that's going to be where you see all your dog tracking settings. Any type of, let's see, your tracks on map, auto zoom, if you want to clear your tracks, your dog displays, all of that's going to be right there, as well as your alerts. Really anything dealing with your dog setup, it's going to be right here in the tracking. All right, phone is if you want to connect your smartphone to the XL so you can get into the Alpha app, which we went into a little bit earlier in this video. Wi-Fi, same thing. That's where you're going to connect, so you can either update through Wi-Fi or download to Birdseye. Sensors is going to be your Tempeh device. If you have one of those, a lot of people like to stick it in their dog box. And that's where you would connect that. And then your vehicle profile, we're not going to really go into. It's really just setting up your off-road navigation stuff. Most everybody here's never going to touch that once you do your initial setup, and which we went into also earlier in the video. And then you have your map and navigation preferences. That's where you're going to set up any type of routing differences. On your map screen, I personally like to change my icon to an arrow. So if you ever want to change it off a vehicle to that arrow, you will have to go right here. And then as well, you get your cameras. This is where you can set up your backup cameras. And then let's see, your display, you'll go here. You can set up your brightness here. You can change that level. I like to keep mine pretty bright. You have your timeout of your display. A lot of people like to set that. Most people liked it with the previous Alpha handhelds because it would save some battery life. And this, it doesn't matter as much because you're going to pretty much have constant power to it. So the timeout in this is not as big of a deal. So it's totally up to you what you'd like to set it at. I'm just going to leave mine on the 5 minutes. And that's pretty much everything from there. And that is pretty much it, other than your systems, which is just a bunch of stuff nobody's ever going to really look at unless it's an emergency situation. If you're looking for a great mount for the Alpha XL, this new triple magnet mount is going to be a great option. This can work for your Tread XL or the Alpha XL. When checking it out, it will give you the option to choose it for your Alpha XL or for your Tread. This is the best of the best mount on the market. If you're looking for something heavy duty that's never going to fall off your window, this is what you need. It is great. I've been using it the past few months, testing one before we put them on the market, and I love it. I've not had my Tread XL fall from my window once, and now my Alpha XL that I'm using has not fallen at all. So this is really a great mount if you're looking for the best of the best for your unit. Alrighty, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed that Alpha XL setup video today. If you have any further questions about setting up your Alpha XL, please give us a call at 757-482-1000. We will be happy to help you get everything set up to the best of our abilities, and our team here has a great knowledge of the equipment, so they will be happy to help you out. If you're looking to trade in any equipment you have for the Alpha XL, please also call us. We will be happy to give you a trade-in quote for your previous equipment. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.